morning, friends. It's so good to see you again. We hope you were able to join us for Rosh Hashanah. I am here with my friends and colleagues. We have Rabbi Brett Bobcat, Cantor Aviva Alpaca, Rabbi Jordana Jaguar, and I'm Rabbi Roxanne Raccoon. Today is a very special day. It is the Jewish holiday of Yom Kippur. It's a very special holy day where we use this whole day to think about our lives, to think about the good things we do, to think about the things we didn't do quite right, and to make sure we have a good relationship with our family, friends, and God. Today, we were able to focus on this by taking a walk through the synagogue. We walked through and looked at all these amazing things. My friends, did you enjoy your tour of the synagogue?
Definitely.
Cantor Aviva Alpaca, what was your favorite thing on the tour?
Ooh, good question. I loved seeing the mezuzah. There's a mezuzah that hangs on every door in here, and it blesses us when we come and go to make sure that we're safe. I love that.
Thank you. Rabbi Jordana Jaguar, was there something that interested you?
Oh yeah, I love seeing all the talitot, which means many talits. And you can see just between the four of us, they all look different, have different colors, have different things on them. And I know whenever I wear mine, it means I'm ready to pray or do something really, really special.
That is amazing. Rabbi Brett Bobcat, was there something that stood out for you?
I loved the whole tour, but the truth is that when we were standing in the sanctuary and looking up at how beautiful the whole sanctuary is, I noticed a light. There was a flickering flame, and it never went out. It never went out. I stood there looking for quite a while, and it never went out. It is called the eternal light. Eternal means that it's forever, and it's there to remind us that God's presence is with us forever. I loved it. It's so beautiful, and it really makes the whole sanctuary feel very, very special.
Those are some wonderful things. And I noticed that there was so much white. And it wasn't usually like that, but during the high holy days, I see a lot of white. And you might wonder too, why are we wearing our white robes, and how do our tails fit through our white robes? They are special robes, just made for animals. But white is something we wear on the high holy days to symbolize a fresh start. When we think of something so bright and clean as white, if you've ever had a white shirt, you know that you can spill things on it. It's not white anymore, but white is like a fresh start. So I noticed all this white all over the synagogue, and it really made me happy and ready for a fresh start for Yom Kippur. And one of those ways that we notice it's the high holy days too is through special melodies that we have.
Definitely. And this reminds me of a special melody that we sang on Rosh Hashanah to sing happy birthday. We use it for Yom Kippur also. The words are Lai La Lai. Try it with us. And then we're going to sing Baruch Hu, which is a way to invite you to pray with us. Here we go. Lai La 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 La. I have another song. It's another song all about Yom Kippur, but this one is to a melody that you know, so see if you can maybe sing it along with us. It is Yom Kippur today. God is listening to what we say. We say sorry right out loud. Being kind makes us feel proud. It is Yom Kippur today. Let's show love with words we say. Shh. Now that we're quiet and we're listening, we're ready for the Shema. Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
So now that we've had this opportunity to sing the Shema and snuggle up close with our families, I want to tell you a little story. And this is a story about a bird. So picture in your mind the most beautiful bird you can imagine. And this is a really, really big bird, an enormous bird, a bird that has wings that stretches from one side of the room to the other. Now this bird was really beautiful, but it was a little bit clumsy. So the bird was on a tour of the synagogue near its house, and it happened to knock over the children's garden. And the kids had worked so hard on this garden, and they were so proud of it. And the bird felt really bad. The bird didn't mean to hit the garden. It just did by mistake. And the bird didn't know what to do. And because this is a magical bird, the bird flew up to God and wanted to talk to God about how to make this right. So the bird flew up to God and was talking to God and said to God, I don't know what to do. I feel so bad. You know, I ruined the kids' garden and I didn't mean to. I don't know what to do. So God told the bird to go back to earth and to listen for the hardest word the bird could hear. And that would help make things right. So the bird flew around and flew around and flew around. And the bird noticed that hearing the word good night seemed to make kids sad. Does saying goodnight ever make you sad? I know, because sometimes it does to me too, because I want to stay up later and do fun things, but it's bedtime. So the bird flew back up to God and said, God, I know the word. The word is good night. And God said, I am sorry, bird. That is not the right word. You have to go back to earth. So the bird flew back down to earth again and heard another word. And this is a word the bird noticed a lot of kids had a hard time saying. This word was spaghetti. And that was so hard because sometimes spaghetti is a really hard word to say. So the same thing happened. The bird flew up to God and said, God, I know the word. The word is spaghetti. And God said, no, bird, that is still not the right word. So the bird went down and tried one more time. And this time the bird heard the word avocado. And that was also really hard to say because sometimes people said it avocado or all sorts of different ways. But the bird tried and it didn't matter what the bird said, the bird could not come up with the right word. So finally the bird said, God, I'm really, really sorry. I can't find the right word. And then God said, bird, you got the right word. The word is sorry. And sometimes sorry is a hard word to say. Do you guys ever have a hard time saying sorry? I know that I do. You guys? But sometimes if you say you're sorry and you admit that you made a mistake, it really can make things better. So that is one thing that we do on Yom Kippur is we think about what we did well and the things that we need to say we're sorry for. And when we apologize, then that does really make it better. So even though it's a hard word to say, it's a really, really important one, especially today on Yom Kippur.
Well, my friends, that was a wonderful story. And it was such a great way for us to take some time to go around the synagogue and see all of the different parts of the synagogue. You know, Rabbi Jaguar Jordana, I think that sometimes when I'm in the synagogue, it's easier to say I'm sorry.
Me too.
And you know what else makes it somehow easier to say I'm sorry is this thing I found in the sanctuary. I put it right over here on this table.
What is it?
Friends, you might know what this is because usually it's in the sanctuary. This is our Torah. I saw it as we were going around the sanctuary. It looks a little different than it usually does today. It's wearing white, just like we heard a minute ago. Wearing white makes things very special for the high holy days and especially on Yom Kippur. Did you know that the Torah is written on special parchment and it's wrapped around these very special wooden poles that are known as the trees of life? You might have heard the Torah talked about like it was a tree of life with roots that connect us to our past, with branches that spread us out into the future, and a very strong trunk in the middle, just like trees that you've seen around your house probably. The trunk is so sturdy, it keeps us safe all year round. Just like the Torah. When I'm holding the Torah, it's a little bit easier to say, I'm sorry. And on Yom Kippur, we get the Torah out so that we can all look at it and read from it and be with it.
I have a song all about the Torah that tells us what we do. It goes like this. The Torah is a scroll that we read throughout the year. It has all the stories that we hold so dear. If you read these stories, I'm sure that you will find we should love one another and always just be kind. The Torah that we read is kept inside an ark. It has 2 big doors and above it is a spark. The Torah is so special, sometimes it wears a crown. It always makes us smile and it never brings a frown. The rabbis and the cantor will help us as we pray. They read and chant the Torah on this special day. Yom Kippur is important, we learn to do our best. We say that we are sorry to our loved ones and get some rest.
Oh, that's so nice, Cantor. We love to hear you sing. As our animal friends, we all love to hear you sing the best of all. And one of the things that we sing that's very special on the High Holy Days is a special prayer asking God for God's forgiveness so that we can forgive each other when we say we're sorry. We're going to sing that prayer with you now so that we can think about all of the things in our lives that we might want to say we're sorry for. And we're going to face the Torah. We stand now before the open ark and before God, and we express our deepest prayers to our Creator.
Avinu Malkeinu hatanu lefanecha. Avinu Malkeinu, we have sinned before you.
Avinu Malkeinu, Hadesh Aleinu Shana Tova. Avinu Malkeinu, bring us a good new year.
Avinu Malkeinu, Salach u'machal l'chol avonotenu. Avinu Malkeinu, forgive all our sins.
Avinu Malkeinu kotvenu b'sefer hayim tovim. Avinu Malkeinu, write us down in the book of good life.
Avinu Malkeinu, Shama kolenu, Hus v'rachem aleinu. Avinu Malkeinu, hear our voice and have mercy on us.
Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Chonenu Vanenu, Ki ein banu masim, Asei manu, Tzedakah v'chesed, Asei manu, Tzedakah v'chesed v'hoshienu. Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Chonenu Vanenu, Ki ein banu masim.
Well, friends, I hope you had a wonderful time on our tour, and that it was a meaningful way to spend this Yom Kippur. We hope there's a time soon when you can come back into our sanctuary and to see all of the special things we heard about. They may not all be in white then, but they'll still be there and still be very, very special. And we will stand in front of the ark and we will open up the doors to the ark and see the Torah and look up above and see the eternal light and know that God is always there with us and for us. But until that time, with our family and our friends and everything in our hearts, we can work to make this the best year possible and to make ourselves the best animals. I mean people. You all are people. We're animals. The best animals possible. Shana Tova. Have a wonderful year.
Shana Tova.